Ushawahi, and today is an inspirational show where we try to inspire people out there, and we are going to talk about drugs. And because drugs have been affecting young youths, and we saw the deputy president trying to fight drugs. And today on my side I have a guest, very intelligent man, and I would give him a chance to introduce himself. But first, remember to follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, Kings TV, YouTube, Kings Fraternity. Welcome.
So thank you so much for this opportunity that you have given me. It's a platform whereby we are going to educate the youths, our mothers, our fathers outside there about drugs. So my name is Maurice Mwangi. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show.
What do you do?
I'm a student at Pita Institute of Business Studies. Yes, I pursue plumbing, but also I was also in another college. I pursued electrical engineering, and now we are in this place. Yeah.
Okay, Maurice, you was once a drug abuser, and back then, so I would like you to take us through that story, or what made you to be involved in drugs.
Yeah, so thank you for this opportunity. You know, when I speak about drugs, many people just know me as a born-again Christian, but they don't know the past that I had with drugs. I was in drugs for 4 years. My journey of drugs began in the year of 2016, whereby I was introduced to drugs, and it all began when I was in high school. I was in Form 1. It began just with an alcohol, but you see, everything that comes later inakuwa something big, inaanzaga ikiwa very small. Now it began just with alcohol. I thought that was the beginning and the end. I didn't know that was a beginning of something and itakuja kugrow ikwe kubwa. So the place that I live at home, I live near the border of Kenya and Tanzania. So I started using drugs. I started going outside the country. So nilikuwa najipata kwa ile momentum ya kwamba natoka Kenya naenda Tanzania kwenda kununua drugs. So ilianza tu ile tu mchezo. So I was walking from Kenya to Tanzania to go and buy drugs. So it grew from alcohol. I came to bang. From bang, I came to miraa. From miraa, I came to Chavis. To Chavis, I came to cigarette. So I was using 5 drugs. So it's something that ikakuja kwamba ilianza tu just with one drug. But because it began with one drug, venye tu nimesema ya kwamba you don't know when something is growing until uingie kwa hiyo kitu. So nikajipata nimeingia into that place. So nikapata ya kwamba even mostly I was not using the drugs that are from Kenya. I was walking from Kenya to Tanzania just to go and buy drugs. So nikapata ya kwamba sasa najua sasa pedi wa Tanzania ni nani. Ni nani anauza alcohol Tanzania. So that was my life. I became that bad person. The past me, I was a very bad person. I used to go Tanzania when I'm sober. When I'm coming back to Kenya, I'm a different person. So it's something that it began ilianzaga hivyo tu. So it was not easy for me. So again nikapata ya kwamba this was not enough for me. So I went for the second option.
So before that, what made you ni peer pressure ama ni?
So I think most of the youths wanaingia kwa drugs like me. Niliingia kwa drugs because of peer pressure, because the place that I've grown in a place that people are born again. I've grown in with parents that are born again. So I think it's just friends who influenced me, because it was ile tu ya Maurice onja kidogo. It just started like that, but after that it grew and grew and grew. Yeah.
Also ulisema hapo kwa second option, you can take us through.
Yeah, so I saw ya kwamba the alcohol was not enough. So I went for the second option. The second option was bang. So because the second option was bang, I used to take bang a lot, because I was buying bang from Kenya, nikiendea bang ya Tanzania. So natumia ya Kenya, ndio nikifika Tanzania ninunue saa ya Tanzania. Saa ya Kenya ilikuwa ya kunifikisha Tanzania. So nafika Tanzania, sasa ndio ni buy saa ya kunirudisha Kenya. You know, many people, when nimesema tu, many people wanaonaga say the good side of you, but they don't know about your past. So the way I was coming from Kenya, I was coming just a different person. mtu ambaye understand. I remember the behaviors that I was doing nikitoka huko. So it's something that really affected me, and I began when I was in form 1. So in form 2 ikaendelea the same, and in form 3 it was the same thing. Now when it came to form 4 it was worse, because I remember now sasa nikaanza sasa kupeleka drugs sasa shule. Sasa hapa nilikuwa sana natumia nje, basi ikafika place fulani sasa ni mimi nabeba drugs shule. So nikibeba drugs shule when I was in form 4, I used to take it. We used to smoke it well when I was in form 4. We used to smoke very well. So I remember we used to go to hide to the toilets. Kuna room fulani ilikuwa huko juu huko high school. Tulikuwa tunaenda. So tulikuwa tunaenda tu ile tu ya kujificha tu, because ile time ya usiku ama unajua pia kwa toilets watu tunajua kuna CCTV kwa toilets. So tulikuwa tunafika hadi kwa toilets, but I didn't know that the enjoyment that I'm doing it will come to affect me later, because when I was in form 4 I organized a strike when I was in school. These things zinaanzaga hivi tu pole pole. So I organized a strike when I was in form 4, and when I organized the strike when I was in form 4, tukatumwa home, and I was one of the organizers. So I remember nikaenda home. We came back to school after maybe 2 weeks. When we came back to school after 2 weeks, I saw ya kwamba I'm not supposed to be in this place.
And by the way, ukiwa shule, si ulikuwa unatumia drugs, how are your performances?
My performance in school ilianza kurudi chini when because this was my second high school. I went to 2 high schools. The first high school I could not survive there very well. So in my second high school now it was the place results zangu zilikuwa zinashuka. According to what I know about myself, kwa performance na kuaga juu sana. So ikaanza kushuka because of the influence nilianza kuingia, because unapata ya kwamba this everything nilikuwa nafanya chini ya maji. So the reason kwa nini sikuwa nafanya kwa light, it's because tena mzai wangu ni karao. So
okay, nilikuwa nikuulize by the way, wazazi wako walikuwa wanachukulia kitu aje wewe kutumia drugs?
Wazazi wangu hawakuwa wanajua, ilikuwa chini ya maji. So but the fulani nimetoka Tanzania, nimefika kwa nyumba, madhe hajajua. So the next day nikitembea huko njiani napata phone call. So nachukua simu, so nadhania itakuwa tu just normal conversation ile ya mama, uko aje, unashinda. So the first question aliniuliza hadi leo umeenda Tanzania kulewa? I was like, amejua aje ya kwamba nimetoka Tanzania? So ni ile tunaanza kujustify, mom, mimi Tanzania, mimi ushainiona Tanzania lini, something like that and like that. So it went like that. At that moment my dad was still alive. So he was working in Nairobi. So my dad was a police officer. He was a deputy OCS wa Kayole. So nilikuwa najua hapa mzai wangu akiambiwa hapa nitakuwa tu just a done deal. So I remember my mom talked to me in a very harsh way, and she told me your dad is still coming, mfesiane na yeye. So nilikuwa najua hapa mimi na mzai wangu ajue mimi mwanzo nimetumia drugs na nikarao. So hapa tu ulikuwa unajua tu unaekwa ndani. But okay. Yes. But he came in a way that it was not a good result to me. So it's something that also they were shocked ya kwamba huyu ni msanii anaenda church, but kumbe kuna vitu anafanyaga chini ya maji. So when I was in form 4, after tumeorganize strike tukarudi shule, unapata kwamba I felt ya kwamba I'm not in the right place. So what I did
before that, yes, we will come back. So before we take a short break, we take a sip of water. So welcome back. So Morris, we can go back to where penye umesema sijui ukaenda nini hapo kwa the strike, yeah.
So as I was saying, the moment nilitoka strike, I came back to school. I saw ya kwamba I am not supposed to be in school. I'm supposed to be at home. So I did something that was not good in the school. So because I was also doing physics, I learned how to deal with electricity. So nika decide kukata stima ya shule. So So kukata stima ya shule, nikakuja nikafukuzwa nao home for good. Sasa nikafukuzwa for good. And ilikuwa my last term ndio nifanye KCSE. So because it was my last time ndio nifanye KCSE, nikafukuzwa for good. So when I come back to school, nikaambiwa kwamba nitafanyia KCSE nje. So I was not able to kufanyia KCSE ndani ya shule. Nilifanyia KCSE nje. So it affected me so much. I think my story is very long, but I remember the last time I used drug was 2020 April, of which 2019 ilikuwa nimesema nitaacha kabisa. So 2020 April, peer pressure ni mbaya by the way, because 2020 April nilipata na best yangu, ilikuwa wakati wa COVID. So tunatembea njiani hatuko na mask. Jua tuko na mask, best yangu akaniambia jua tuna mask na tuko na 10 bob. Tununue fegi ndio makaro akitupata tusemea kwamba hatujavaa mask juu tunavuta fegi. So tukafika in that position. So that was the last time I used drugs. Was 2020 April. The last drug I used was a cigarette. But after that I made a firm decision to be a changed person. That is why I believe I'm an inspiration to a lot of youths out there. That is why right now God has given me an opportunity. I go in different parts of the country. Every month, about after 3 months, I go different parts of the country. Just to speak about these things, how I was saved, some things like that and that. And here I am today. I'm not using drugs anymore. Yeah.
Hey, it's a long story by the way.
Yeah.
So kuna mtu wako hapo hivyo nje.
Yeah.
Amesikia hii story na huwa ana use drugs. Na nashindwa naweza acha aje kutumia drugs. Unaweza mwambia aje?
So kuna mtu wako hapo nje. You see, watu wengi wanachaga kutumia drugs in different methods. For example, mimi siogopagi kusema kuna mtu ataenda rehab. Mimi sikuenda rehab. Yangu ilichukua God mwenyewe ndo alinichange once. Kuna mtu ataenda rehab. So kama uko outside there, mayouths wa siku hizo wanadanganyana drugs ni poa. Drugs si fiti kabisa. Juu mimi tena mimi ni mse ambaye na believe tena Bible. Kuna mahali kwa Bible inasemaga kwamba our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit. So hizi si nyumba zetu. Hii mwili iko na mwenyewe. So it's good for you to preserve your body well. Yeah, drugs are not good, but if you're outside there, one thing that I don't do, I don't judge people. I work with friends, napata kwamba kuna watu wanakunywa drugs vizuri. So I usually tell them, don't judge these people. The reason is because if I was able to change, if these people are able to change, so I will not judge those people. I will just speak to them, but it's a process coming out of that place, because peer pressure is there. You have a lot of friends, so it's a process of you coming out of there, but it is possible for them to come out of there. Yeah.
Hey, I hope umesikia.
Yeah.
So I hope wamesikia, and by the way, watu wengi hapa wameniambia ati wamesikia hiyo story na hadi wengine hapo some people, kuna watu wanakujua by the way, wanakuonanga, so they don't know your story. Yeah. So tukimalizia, ningependa tupe social media platforms.
Yeah. So thank you so much for inviting me on the show. It has been a good platform. Yes, I love platforms like this to educate people. So again, as I said, I'm Maurice Mwangi. Squagi so much into social media platform, but Facebook, they can meet me at Maurice Masharia. Yes, Evo too. Squagi so much into social media.
Hakuna mtu anataka kusalimia.
Acha tusalimie tu mabeshte wangu wote. Na big up watu wangu wa plumbing. Klasi yangu ya plumbing ni wase wa nguvu sana.
That's a lovely story by the way. Kuna mtu hapo amekuwa inspired by the story. So what I would like to say, thank you so much. Ataka sikuweza kusoma comments zenyu because of limited time, but hope next time the same place we are going to read your comments. And thank you for our production crew for being with us, for making this show to happen. And I go by the name Mary Kimani. Goodbye.